Hello and welcome to the show. My name's Ray. Today we're going to be covering three great topics. I'm going to be extracting something that I learned at a Grant Cardone's Superlife program. The second thing is going to be a product that is very important, especially since we got you-know-who kicking out there in the Atlantic Ocean. And the third thing is going to be some kind of website talk, discussion, tactic or strategy, something that you should know about websites or know about internet marketing so you know what to pay for and what to expect when doing your own marketing. So stay tuned, another great show coming right up. Hello and welcome to the show. Let's start off with what I took away from Grant Cardone's Superlife program. And it's one quick sentence. And it talks about establishing your goals versus the problems that you think you may have. And this is pretty cool because he said, make your goals so big that your problems pale in comparison. And you have to say that a couple of times. Maybe you have to even write it down like I wrote it down, and you have to look at it and see it for what it really means. If you have problems, another way of saying it is if you have problems, your goals aren't big enough. You know, the bigger your goals and the bigger you pursue those goals, then the little things that happen aren't really issues. You know, a pastor that I used to go to his church a long time ago and I loved him, he said, don't sweat the small stuff. And the second thing he would say, it's all small stuff. And I think the same thing applies to what Grant was saying with have goals so big that your problems pale in comparison. So that is a tip from Grant Cardone's Superlife program that I enrolled in. And it's one that I definitely made its way into my journal. Now, the second thing we're going to be talking about, here you go. I'm going to be talking about flashlights because we have a tropical storm out there, Tropical Storm Erica. I'm sure it's not going to be the last one for the season, especially if you live in Florida. And it's always important. I think I might even have an addiction to flashlights. I have in my office, I got a bunch of them laying around here. This particular one is made by Nebo. It's called the Red Line. The thing I like about this particular flashlight is that it's a tactical flashlight. It has several different settings that you could just rotate this and you can see them changing the different settings that you have in there. It has a strobe effect. Really cool flashlight. It's one of those flashlights that it feels solid in your hand. I got a complete review on this flashlight on this page as well. Check it out. You wouldn't be disappointed on this, and it's not that expensive. I think this flashlight was like maybe $35, $40 at the most. And it definitely feels like it's worth more than that. And with hurricane season, you can never have too many flashlights. A couple other things since we're talking about hurricanes and being prepared. If you're going to get a flashlight, just make sure it has common type of batteries. Don't get any that take lithium batteries or these kind of weird odd shaped batteries because you're not going to be able to replace it. So if the battery dies and you're stuck at your house and you have no power, it's not like you're going to be able to go to Walmart and pick up more batteries because everything is going to be sold out. So make sure that you have a good supply of batteries on hand. A couple other just tips for the hurricane season. Make sure you have enough water for at least 3 days at your house. You know, you don't want to be driving out. There's going to be possibly power lines down. There's going to be hazards on the road. You don't want to be driving through that if possible. So since we have this storm coming, it's a great reminder to make sure you stocked up for at least 3 days worth of water, some food items. If you have a generator, make sure you have gas. Don't try to get gas after the storm hits. Bad idea. And especially if you do have a generator and the storm does hit and you lose your power, please do not put the generator inside your house. Generators are meant to be outside the house. You know, the fumes and the gases that a generator puts off can kill you. So you don't want those fumes and those gases inside your house. You want those outside your house. So if you're running a generator, always, always, always run that generator outside your house. Generators are meant to run outside. If it's raining, no big deal. The generator will still run. So keep your generators outside in the event that you need to use them. The last thing I want to talk to you about is search engine optimization. How can you get your website to be ranked on these search engines? Basically, there's two different ways that you could do this. One, you could pay the platform, whether it's Google, Bing, Yahoo, Facebook, you could pay them to have a sponsored ad on their platform. Or you could pay a company like ThinkBig Websites to optimize your website so it's found naturally. It might be the number 3rd or 4th or 5th, or maybe even the first spot on Google's ranking. My recommendation is that you do both because you want to have diversity. If Google or Bing or Yahoo changes their search engine algorithm, which they do, then even the best search engine optimized website that is competing organically can be dropped in the listings. If that were to happen, your website could go from number 2 or number 1 to the 3rd page of a search engine results page. And that would be devastating, or could be devastating, for your business. Now, I recommend that you do both, and here is why. Why wouldn't you want to have as many positions on that first page of a search engine? You would, right? So if you're paying for one, either you're paying on the top banner or in the side banner, that position's locked in. You're not going anywhere as long as you keep paying that company and as long as you don't violate their terms of service. So you have guaranteed that you have top placement on that page. And in addition to that, if you pay a company like ThinkBig Websites, you can have a higher probability of being found in the middle section. And in addition to that, if you're a local client of mine, we set up a map page for you. You could be literally found not only on the top, but on the search engine, and then in the map section, and then in the review section. You could have 3, 4, 5 of the prominent spots on the top 10 of a Google search engine optimization page. So it makes sense to have as much exposure as you possibly can when doing SEO. So guys, that's a wrap. Have a great day. Be safe, especially during this hurricane season, and look forward to seeing you next week.